All right, so
Yeah,
something of a speed round.
sure.
You say you have 10 minutes, so I'll try and go quick.
Yeah, sure.
Um, tell me what you want to talk about today. We spoke. You understand how like the process is?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
So
yeah,
I want to talk about how media influenced people
yeah,
in this time and age in a very negative way.
okay.
And
So so modern media is harmful,
yeah,
something like that.
modern media is really harmful.
Okay. Give me your single best reason why you think that's the case
Well,
in
I,
like a sentence or two.
okay. So the reason is they're advocating different kind of bad things,
Hmm.
sexualized content,
Hmm.
harmful substances like drugs,
Okay.
alcohol,
So they promote bad things.
promote bad things. Yeah.
Um, if you came to learn
Yeah.
that on a whole they weren't actually promoting bad things, like you see it, right? But
Okay.
you're like you know, that's just your perception, right? Like we do the numbers and like actually, oh, on the whole, it's generally good. If you
Yeah.
came to think of that,
Yeah.
how confident would you be in
Uh,
in the claim? Actually, yeah, I should have asked you, how confident are you that media is harmful on a scale of a 1 to 100?
I'll say like 95.
95?
Yeah.
All right. And if you came to learn that they weren't actually promoting bad stuff as much as you think, um, how confident do you think you would be?
Well, I think it's what they do, what
Hmm.
they are doing right now,
Hmm.
tells us what is their perspective.
Okay.
What is the reason of those things they are doing? Because they're promoting like sexualized content.
Yep.
So if they are doing it for a long time, that means they're attached to it.
Yep.
So like if they really want to promote good things, it would be from the
Yep.
beginning, but
Okay.
it's not.
So, and if they stopped promoting bad things,
Yeah.
um, would you still believe that the media is harmful?
If they stop promoting the bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they stop promoting,
Then
yeah, I would believe
you
they're
just change
doing
your
it.
mind and be
Yeah,
go to
I'd
zero
change my
percent.
mind. But
Okay.
I think it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's because the market is dependent on those things right now.
Yep.
So if they change it rapidly, there would be a
Yes.
market
How do
loss.
you know that
Okay.
they promote bad things?
It's because what I'm seeing nowadays.
How do you know that would you agree that they promote bad things like 50% of the time, 20%, like how what's the frequency?
Well, if you look at the films uh, of like maybe 10 years back,
Yep.
they didn't have like any kind of uh, gore
Yeah.
images and stuff. They didn't have any kind of like hardcore sex images.
Yep.
But now it's totally dependent on it.
Okay. Um so, you think it's changed significant, but
Yep.
if you if you if you learned that it hadn't changed,
Yeah.
that like actually like we don't remember it correctly, rose-colored, rose-tinted glasses and whatnot, would that change your perspective on that you think it's harmful?
Not really.
Not really?
Yeah.
Okay. How would you find out if you were how would you find out if you were mistaken about that they are promoting this stuff as much as you think?
Okay. Then would be like they have to promote the good things,
Hmm.
the moral behaviors, the
Hmm.
conducts, but they are not doing that.
Hmm.
They would do that on a regular basis or maybe in some films, but I don't see any kind of like even actors or actresses promoting any good stuff. All they promote is different kind of like all bad stuff.
Okay. So the reason why you think they promote bad stuff is because you see it, right, with
It's
your own.
because I see it, and also uh, when you promote this kind of bad stuff, teenagers get involved in
Yeah,
it
it
easily.
has bad effects.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, these are the
Yeah.
bad effects.
Yeah. So So you believe it because you see it.
Yeah.
Do you believe, is it possible that your perception of it is less or more intense than like you're seeing more than what's really there, or you're seeing less than what's really there? Do you know what
I
I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I think it's more
More.
than what I'm thinking.
Okay, you think it's
Be-
words.
yeah, it's worse.
Okay. Um, how would you find out if it was more or less?
Uh, because I've seen some films
Hmm.
that promote this type of things, but I have heard that there are lots of films that got banned.
Yep.
So I think those are the worst.
Yep.
So it means that they're leveling up day by day.
Do you think,
Yeah.
so your reason mainly is that like you see it, and you perceive it. Um, do you think seeing it and perceiving it, um, just yourself, is justifies 95% confidence in the belief?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that is about our 10 minutes. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, I would say, what do you think about the media right now? Is it good
Um,
or is it bad? How does it influence the teenagers?
I guess it depends what you mean by media.
Okay. Like
Are you,
media in a broader sense, Hollywood,
if it's just like everything that appears on
yeah,
screens,
screens, social media as well.
um, that's actually tough because like I don't know if it's actually gotten worse in my opinion.
Okay.
Um, like you see some of the stuff in like the 80s that just like wouldn't fly nowadays.
Okay.
Um, like there's it's tough. I think it's gotten better in some and worse in others. I know that's sort of like a cop out, but I do see like a progression of like things that are acceptable to show on
Okay.
TV. Um, that's a little different. I'm not sure if I'm not really sure. You
Okay.
know, I think everything can be better, but
Okay.
and it's up to us to make it better.
But
But
if you
mhm.
think like that, for example, the reels that you see on Instagram, Facebook, or
Yeah,
like YouTube, they they used to be like more kind of information based. Used to tell people more
I don't
about.
know. I don't know if that's
Okay.
changed.
Okay.
Like I don't know. Like there's always been some education stuff. There's always been some um, there's always been like lectures. Just
Okay.
there's a. It's I think it's just an increasing of everything, and we're seeing.
But the percentage of bad things are increasing.
I would need information to convince me of that. I would need
Okay.
like a survey or something.
Survey. Okay.
Um,
There has been a survey that TikTok, like the algorithm of TikTok
yep,
in China, is
yep,
more like education based,
yep,
but in US, it's more like random bullshit stuff. So
yep. That'd be interesting to hear.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of Do you have any other like SC questions that come to mind? It's a tough topic.
Is seeing something a strong enough reason to support the confidence that you have
Yeah.
in it being true?
Yep,
Seeing something.
yep.
Because that's your main reason, right?
Yes, that's my main reason.
Is your main reason sufficient enough to support the confidence that you have in your claim being true?
Yep, it's because I'd like to state a quote from one of the movies called The Dark Knight. It said, "It's not who you are, it's what you do that defines you." So, what they are doing, that defines them. So, what I'm seeing right now, what as me as like a customer, just seeing what they're showing us in the movies, that's what I'm going to believe. This is what teenagers, children are going to believe. So, like, if, if I have to like believe in something. So if I'm seeing something bad they're promoting, yeah,
I
that's what I'm going to like. That's what children going to engage in.
Have you? Has that been that reason, seeing something, um, ever been used to support a false conclusion?
Reason to support a false conclusion. I'd say yes. Sometimes. Not like uh, in a very enormous way, but sometimes to give a false conclusion about different kind of things. Religions, for example. Yeah.
So why is this claim different?
Well, this claim is like, sorry, what claim? Like,
Your belief that media is harmful. Like why is your belief that your perception is correct and theirs isn't like wrong? Like how do you know you're not that person who's come to a false conclusion based on what they see?
well, it's because there are different types of media.
Hmm.
They conclude in a different way. So I'm not saying like in a enormous way,
Hmm.
in a very like little contingent.
Okay. I think we'll wrap it up there. We're about 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions for me? Anything else? Like,
No,
no?
I think that's
All
it.
right, cool. All right. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Anafi,
Yes.
that was kind of cool. It's hard to do like in the 10-minute thing, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think it went all right.
Well, your first one, you got a holy cow. You got a holy cow. That's like 10 points, isn't it?
Yeah, that one went pretty. That went pretty well. Like there was a point or two where I wasn't sure, and I could have made a few things better, but like, yeah,
And you
that
got a
went.
shift.
What's it?
You got a 9 to
Yeah,
an
I
8
got to a
shift.
9 to an 8. I do think it might be like I knew what she was talking about, and like we're both like science mathy
Speaking the same
types,
language.
and like I kind of don't want that to like influence me. Like I kept saying like, ignore that. And I at points I went a little bit too much into the content, and not as much on the reasons. Um, but like you know, I think it went pretty well.
You did some check-ins too. That was.
Yeah.
That's.
What do you mean?
Are you okay if we go on?
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember doing that. Um, I remember like thinking about stopping at one point and then like keep going. Like
Yeah.
part of that was just we had a line. And I know he wanted to come in.
That's an improvement from
Yep.
the
From
last
yesterday.
interviews, especially
Yep.
the longer ones.
Yeah. I interrupted her a little bit more. Um, yeah, I think it was just like a me experience thing. Like maybe even like confidence. Like also like yeah, she seemed like fine. I think I did a good job of like interrupting at good points and like bringing things back to like the question. Yeah, I kind of feel a little bit weird at the end when they ask me like what my opinion of the subject is, and like yeah,
I think that's
yep. It's cool.
they give you a green. They're giving you a green light
Yeah, yep,
to maybe share a perspective that they have never
yep,
seen or heard of.
yeah,
So, I and I think it's a good sign when they ask you what you think.
yeah. Like I could have like immediately just said, like, well, I'm an atheist. Like I think we need empirical evidence for all this sort of stuff.
Like souls
Yeah,
and
like souls and reincarnation. We didn't talk about reincarnation, um, which is fine. Um, I feel I went a good route even without that. Um, yeah, I don't know if I want to go too deep. Like I usually I'm fine with giving my opinions on everything, but like I don't know. Like in an SE context, it feels like sort of being a bit more neutral might be I don't know.
even even after them
Yeah, but the
asking.
thing is, they're asking me though, like so, like yeah, like just tell them, um, I don't know. I think like I had a little trouble going from the um, ask neutral person asking the question who has no opinion to me, like that transition. Um, yeah,
What?
I could probably do that better.
Okay. And then Anafi's interview. How do you feel about that one?
Anafi's I did not do. I didn't. Um, I don't think I did very well. I don't think it was because of the 10-minute thing. Um, I think that the his reason was you know, I believe it's there because I see it, and
Right.
it's bad because it's bad. I should have said, how do you know that the bad things in the media are causing harm? I didn't go there. I didn't realize that until after you asked. And I have some trouble with certain claims. If it's like a religious stuff, I think I can do pretty, like, I'm like 2 for 2 on that. Um, when it comes to like more metaphysical stuff, this thing is bad. This thing is good. Um, this thing,
Normative claims.
yes.
Yeah.
Um, I don't do very well with those, and like even when I was doing like SE stuff online practicing, I wasn't good at them then. I don't think I'm good at them now. I'm not really sure. I have to remember what question you asked. One of them I already asked him, like it was your SE1. I asked him
Okay.
earlier, and he said yes. But then the other one was like, yeah, it was people believe that do people come to false beliefs? Are people mistaken or come to false beliefs using your reason? That was good. I should have done that instead.
Where was he at in his confidence?
95.
95.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah. And you said that you asked why seeing is seeing 95% reliable?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And he said yeah.
I missed that. I must have been talking
Yep.
to okay,
That's fine.
Bridget.
Yeah. But like I have it written down, so
Okay.
it's like a go-to. But yeah. Maybe I'll need to see like other people like handle like similar ones like that. But I like both the guests. I wish I could have done the second one better.
I've got a media one.
Yep.
I think it's more social media than Annafi was a little bit more general as far as media
Yep.
goes. But I have at least one media one you can check out.
Yep.
But
Well, like the main thing is like I see this thing, it's bad, and I know it's bad because I see it.
did he give an example?
Oh, like gore and sex and like all sorts of like just bad
Yeah.
stuff on media.
Why is that bad? That might have been like it's
I thought about going there.
it sounds obvious, but it might be so obvious that people have never really thought through that.
So
Do you know what I
like
mean?
that was my first instinct was to ask, why is it bad? It's sort of like asking like why is sin bad?
Yeah. What makes it bad?
But I felt like he would say that like people reproduce these things. It is like a very thought-provoking question. I'm not sure if it really gets to the underlying reasons though. Like it's a fun one to ask. Like I'll probably do it next time if I if I like run out of like if the claim seems like kind of obvious. Like Heather yesterday, truth is real. All right.
She believes in truth.
She believes in truth.
Yeah.
Right. And then like media causes bad things.
Yeah.
Like when they're like kind of like obvious like stuff, like I kind of struggle yeah. And when the reasons for it are just like I see it. How do you know you see it? Well, like you use your eyes and like um everyone has to make basis on like he could go in like the metaphysics about like there have to be brute facts, like we rely on them, we can't prove metaphysical um you know axioms, like there probably is some sort of a metaphysical loop at the bottom of philosophy where like Munchausen's trilemma, like you just gotta stop at some point and say yes, bad things are bad. So like, it's a fun thing to.
based on observation,
Yep.
if you had never seen anything bad on the media, would you still be at this confidence level?
Okay. Where would you go? He'd probably say no. Where would you go then?
Where would you go? Where
Yeah,
would
he
you go
would
in your
probably say
confidence?
I'm at a 0 because I haven't seen it.
Well,
And then that's a good way to go about it. I see what you're saying. Because
yeah.
like
But
then
what
you'd
if you
say,
said 50? Then it's like, well, what's supporting the 50?
well, I was thinking then there might be another reason, but I don't think there was another reason. I think the reason is because he saw it. But I think the inverse of it, like, okay, so you don't see it, and you're at a 0, but it still is bad.
Yeah, how
How
could you
would you,
tell?
how would you tell?
Yeah.
And I don't even know what I'd say about that. Like, I mean, I need some sort of evidence. So like, the thing is, like, with these sorts of claims, I don't do well with them because, like, it just gets to these, like, metaphysical absolutes and, like, where you just have to say it just is. And, like, if you're trying to ask people questions and, like, the obvious answer to, like, everyone is that it just is,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes the main reason is a truth claim that you can explore. Not always, but that can happen.
You guys want to come join us?
I wish. I saw you guys, but we have to go
Yeah.
really fast. We have an appointment.
Okay.
All right.
Take care. So that is a strategy that you can use.
Yep.
You don't have to, but you
Yeah,
can if
what
that
was,
helps.
I lost your point.
If like the main reason that they give sometimes is a truth claim. That's a little bit easier to
I
estimate.
like to do that, like, if I can. But then, like, the reason was I see it.
And you
Like,
you
yep.
did. How do you know you see it? Right?
Yeah.
You said that.
I said something akin to it, but it's like, I did do with Grace. I just remember, like, I asked her, like, how do you know that reason is a good reason?
Yeah.
Um,
What makes it a good reason?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, it is circular, but I did want to kind of see what she made of that because, like, there's like you can do like the Kantian, like the critique of pure reason, and like there's all sorts of stuff. Like there is material there.
You're talking about Bridget. You did it with
Yeah,
Bridget.
yeah.
What I heard was what makes reason a good reason,
Yeah,
and that's kind of what you're saying now,
Yeah.
right? Like, and she's like, well, that's kind of contradictory, right?
yeah. And I said I know, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
curious what you think
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Because well, the reason why I asked that is so she's saying that like her beliefs are mainly mathematical, logical, testable, and that's a very common belief for most people. Like if you say like most people wouldn't say mathematical, but they would say like I believe what I believe because of rationality. Like I see these are the facts and I draw logical conclusions from those facts and my beliefs are a result of those conclusions. Everyone does that. Everyone thinks they do that.
Yeah.
How do you know you're not mistaken about that?
Yeah. And you said you asked if people could reach false conclusions using logic and reason.
I
And
think
she
I
said yes.
I think I did, yeah. I think I said that.
She said yes, but they're doing it wrong.
Yeah, and then I said
How do you
my
know you're not
favorite
doing it wrong?
I said, how do you know you're not that person?
Right. And I love the future you.
Yeah,
I like the
came up with
future
that
you.
on the fly.
Future you, yeah, I want to incorporate that.
Yeah, so I did that yesterday with Grace as well. I like it anytime I hear that. Like I've never done it before yesterday, and like I didn't do I did the two pastors arguing with each other yesterday, and I didn't do the future one until today. That was my first time trying that, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
Hello, you want to join us? All right, cool. I like the I like the future you concept, and especially if I did reach the point where I really wanted to, which is getting her to think about there's a future me that's wiser, that knows something that I don't. What do you think that thing is? And I don't recall what she said, but
What is it that your future you knows that you don't know now?
yeah. Well, like I think I put it as like the future you says that you were mistaken,
Right.
right? And then they tell you a reason. What is that reason?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it did something like that,
Yeah.
which I kind of just came up with, which is nice. That's what
Great.
makes SE fun is trying out different things.
Yeah. So, real quick, because I'm not sure if we talked about this yet on camera.
Yep.
Maybe give me a quick comparison between in real life versus not in real life.
In real life, it's a big difference. It's different. It's the same in some ways. It's different in others. The You need to build less rapport in real life, or at least I think I do. Like when you're in like online, um, it's very easy for them to say for them to think about like that they're under attack, and if you can just give off the body language in real life that, hey, I'm just asking, questions. Like we can stop at any point. Like, and you can also, I could see when like on the two ones I really went well with, like Heather and Grace, I could see when they stop and they think, and if they nod their head, they're understanding that body language is enormous.
Heather
Um,
and Grace or Bridget and Grace?
Bridget and Grace, excuse me. Yes. Um, and like, yeah, so seeing their body language tells me I can push more. Um, I feel like if it was Bridget online, I would be much more hesitant to interrupt and probe, like, and like ask like sort of more difficult questions. I don't think I would do that as easily. Um, yeah, I think that's my answer to that.
Cool. Yeah, I feel the same way. There's so much information. There's so much more information that you can use in real life
Yep,
than online, and that makes a big difference. Sharing the same space.
yep.
Yeah.
And also like even like the small talk like I had beforehand, where like we're just like talking about like computer science, and like at one point like I could have gone into like we could have just started talking about math for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Well, that was a good rapport building
yeah,
section where
I was.
you
Yep.
were you'd already started the SE interview, and then you moved into and then started talking about like
Yeah,
different
yeah,
math
she was talking about
courses and
math and like,
stuff.
and she says she wants to get into higher level math. And
Yeah,
I have
I
like a
thought that was
genuine
great.
opinion about differential equations. Like that class, like I did Calc 1, 2, 3, and then I did classical mechanics, and then differential equations. I'm like, oh, this one has a reputation.
Yeah,
Um,
and that conversation was kind of incorporated
yep,
into some of the rest of the SE, which is
yep,
great because then that way you can kind of use what they are interested in
yep,
to kind of examine the claim
yeah.
that they're
Another
wanting to
thing is
explore.
first, most important, like I thought it was like a cool thing, and like I just wanted to tell her like, watch out for DE.
Uh-huh.
But another thing is that like telling her that I speak her language is nice. Like I feel like sometimes when I'm talking about like like when someone like asks me like what I do like at work like on your computer program, like I was like I kind of can't like explain the problem, like it's like, and I don't, because like I think like the other person's like, where do I even begin, like it might be like too difficult, too long, too lengthy, and like letting the other person know that like I know a little bit about Gnosticism, so she can use a little bit of that vocab and like condense it, right? She doesn't have to explain the mathematics and the Gnosticism. She can just sort of talk about the big concepts, and I'll know enough. And so I think it helps out with their need to have the other person understand, right? Or just their need to talk for a while to explain clearly. I also notice a really good sign with Bridget. She was nervous in the beginning, like enough. And as it went on, more and more comfortable.
Yeah,
She knew like I'm not attacking her,
yeah,
um, even though I was asking, tough questions. How do you know, sort of stuff. Um, yeah, I think it went well.
cool. Do you think you have time for another?
Um, I have,
I'm getting excited for that mac and cheese.
yeah, we could.
Of course, I could eat that whenever, but
Well, the one guy said he would be here at 5.
Oh, right.
If you want, I'm actually hungry too. If you want, I can just go in, I can cook and bring it on out.
Yeah,
You
we
want?
could, if yeah, that way I can leave the stuff set up so that
Yeah.
whenever we have,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
perfect.
if you like
That
find
sounds good.
someone, like I'll be here, or you can take it if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Whatever you want.
Nice work.
Yeah. Thank you.